Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and today's video is kind of like an interesting, weird-ass story. I don't really know how to, title this shit. It's pretty, interesting, weird shit. Like, a lot of weird shit has happened to me in my life. I would definitely top this as possibly one of the weirdest things. And, that's happened about, a few months ago. I would say maybe, 3 months ago, during the summer and shit. And pretty much I moved to this new fucking town in California to go to school and shit. And I don't know, I kind of want to just move to this town anyways. I kind of like this town, but honestly, school's my ticket to move though. So I'm like, fuck it. So this was before school started, or school just started, or some shit like that. And I went to Rite Aid to get some snacks, some soda, or some juice or some shit, and just some candy and shit. And pretty much I got all of my snacks and shit, and I'm walking home, and I live across the street from an elementary school. And there was this guy, old ass motherfucker, probably in his 60s, maybe 70s, definitely someone's fucking grandpa, and he was just chilling with his windows down and shit. So I just thought, oh, he's waiting for someone, or he lives here, some shit like that. I didn't really care. So I'm walking past this car, minding my own fucking business, and he's like, hey, you want to make some money? And I thought that he was probably selling drugs or some weird shit, and I'm like, no, but also I'm kind of curious in what this guy's gonna say. So I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, we can mess around, or play around, or some weird shit. And I'm just like, yeah, no, you're fucking weird. And I walked away and was like, what the fuck? What in the fuck's going on? And this guy, it was just so weird, because he was just he kind of was stunned that I said no. You could look on his face. He's like, what? He said no? And it's like, no shit, I'm not gonna fucking hop in your car, do whatever the fuck you want to do with me for fucking money. And it's like, yeah, I'm fucking broke, but honestly, I'm not that fucking desperate for money. So yeah, no, I was like, fuck no, and I had to walk past my house to pretty much make sure he didn't know where I lived, and pretty much made sure I was out of his sight, made sure he was gone and shit. So then, because right when I said no and shit, he kind of sped off and shit. And yeah, I just walked past my house, made sure he was kind of gone before I went to my house. And pretty much, yeah, it was fucking weird. I was like, okay, what the fuck? Hopefully I never see this fucker again. Well, I was fucking wrong. So pretty much 2 weeks or a month later from that, there's this donut shop I always go to. They always have fresh donuts and shit. They're hella good. So I always go there to get donuts sometimes and shit, and a coffee if I want to buy a coffee, but usually donuts and shit. And this was one of those days where I went and got a donut, and I think I got a coffee or some shit. And the same fucker shows up again, but he's in a different car this time. And he's like, do you remember me? And I look up, and I'm like, I said nothing, and I just kept walking. I'm like, fuck, no, I don't. I'm out this bitch. Fuck that type of shit. It was weird. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Well, why? Why, what the fuck? Most people would be just like, oh, you should have got his license plate, his information and shit, and I know I should have, but at the same time, it's I don't know, I'm not gonna whip out my camera and try to take a picture of his license plate or try to memorize that shit. I'm just gonna try to get the fuck out of that situation. That was always my goal whenever I ran into that guy, those two situations, was get myself out of this fucking situation. Cause, it just is fucking, number one, it's fucking weird. And it's weird that he stopped next to an elementary school asking people for sexual favors and saying, oh, I'll give you money for the sexual favors and shit, doing it next to elementary school. And then I also try and find the same person that also already fucking rejected them and was like, no, I don't want to do shit with you, and then try to find them again and try to do the same shit. It's like, no, fuck off. And it's like, sorry, number one is, I'm not gay. Number two, I'm not into old people. So those two things that is wrong with this dude. And number 3, I'm not into weird motherfucker. So those now 3 things wrong with this motherfucker. So I hope I never run into this fucking guy ever fucking again. But yeah, it's just some random weird ass shit that happened, and I'm like, dude, this is someone's grandpa. Someone's grandpa should be wired in. And dude, I also, like, it was weird because he's also like, oh, how old are you, blah blah blah, all this weird shit, and I'm just like the first time I talked with him, and I'm like, once he asked how old I was, I already knew what he was gonna try fucking say and do and shit, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna walk this way, have a nice day, fuck off. Like, these are like kind of the times I wish I had a knife and I could just be like, oh yeah, sure, and then stab them in the fucking neck, because it's just nasty pieces of shit like this I just kind of fucking hate. It's like, there's one thing, like, I understand, like, we're human, we kind of crave sexual shit, but to go out and, like, try fuck up people's days and be like, oh, I could pay you, and, like, try to make the self-worth and money and shit, and then also try to get sexual favors with money, and just scummy and shitty, it makes you look like a fucking weirdo, too. So, yeah, word of advice, don't fucking do that shit, like that old guy. And, yeah, yeah, no, like, it just, like, to be honest, 50's got me dumb fucking shit, and it just, like, I hope this guy, like, fucked up and, like, the cops busted his ass, or they will in one day, because, again, it's fucking also illegal as fuck, and definitely in California to, yeah, prostitution's legal as fuck in most states, and definitely I believe in fucking California, so, guys breaking the law as well, so, fucking, that guy's no fucking good. But besides that, I hope you guys somewhat kind of enjoyed this video, and also learned, I hope you guys already know this, but also learned in today's video, if you guys are in situations like that, just fucking say no, fucking keep walking, just try to stay in public fucking spots when that shit happens. Don't instantly run into your house, or say know where you live and they might snoop around your shit. Like, yeah, pretty much basic shit. And I don't know, hope you guys enjoyed it, thought it was possibly a funny fucking video as well. And yeah, hope you guys like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys. My case and I break the rim when I do this shit.